To read my my remotely conducted open meeting statement, and then we'll go.
Okay, you're good. You're all set.
Okay, let me Okay, it is 3:30 on December 16th, 2020, and this is a meeting of the Board of Library Trustees. As a preliminary matter, this is Joanne Geneva, Chair of the Board. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond. Heather Dennis.
Here.
Aidan Heffernan is not present at this time. We are hoping he will join us momentarily. Staff, when I call your name, please respond. Betsy Perry.
Here.
Shannon Duffy.
Here.
This open meeting of the Board of Library Trustees is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Library Trustees is convening via the Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that the attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business, excuse me, and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, I will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in colloquy with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay, with all that said, since our secretary is not here, we need someone to volunteer. Heather, would you be willing to take notes for this meeting?
Yes, I'll take notes.
Thank you very much. Okay, in that case, our first item on the agenda is to go over our previous meeting minutes from November that Betsy was kind enough to send to us well in advance. So Heather, if you and I could look those over, if you haven't had a chance to yet. I have reviewed them, and so Heather, if you've had a chance to review, I will make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I second it.
All right, the motion is carried. So you can say, Heather, that the motion is accepted by both members of the board that are present.
The motion has been accepted by both members of the board that are present.
Correct. All right, our next item on the agenda is our youth services report. Shannon, it's all yours.
Okay, so I met again with the other Blackstone Valley Youth Services librarians. It's all just sort of more of the same. Yep, so that was that. In November, we had 24 virtual kids programs. We estimated we had about 101 attendees. We did 146 kid craft kits, and it says we have 12, we got 12 letters to pass on to Santa, but we actually got a few more after I wrote this. So it's probably around 23, 25-ish letters that we passed on to Santa Claus. And if I know Mr. St. Nick, he'll be responding anytime soon. Yep. We're just continuing on doing baby story time on Tuesday and regular story time on Wednesday, virtually on Facebook Live. Deb Hudgens is still giving us new videos every Thursday. We did 71 teen/adult craft kits for November, and our current running total from when we've begun doing these craft kits is 1,261 kits have been created, and we just keep making more because they just keep taking them. So yeah, it's a pretty short report for this month, but more of the same.
Thank you, Shannon. A couple of clarifications on the letter
Yes.
to Santa.
Mhm.
Is there a cutoff date, and has that passed yet?
There was a cutoff date. It was Saturday. It had to be in our very special mailbox by Saturday, because it needs to travel to the North Pole and then come back so that there's enough time for him to respond and get those letters out to people.
Absolutely. That's a long way to travel,
It is. It is.
especially with the winter weather we've had and are expecting. If he's going to get those letters back, he's going to have to use reindeer.
I think he will. He's pretty good about that, though.
And the other one is just an impressive congratulations on the number of craft kits. And just to clarify for all our legions of listeners, do they have to sign up in advance, or can they just show up to the lobby and grab and go?
In most cases, you just show up and grab and go. That total does include some of the Art of Science kits that I had done over the summer, which were registration required because they were a lot bigger and more involved. But at this point in time, right now, it's just a grab and go situation. We are probably going to bring back the Art of Science-esque kits that are registration and more involved, but that'll probably be in the new year. We did just get a donation from, don't
The
remember.
Rat Family Foundation.
Thank you. We got it from them. I was like, I know the person who we talked to. I just don't remember the name. But they gave us a lovely donation for to use towards our children's programming. So probably use it towards those kits that I was making.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you for that donation to the foundation. And Heather, do you have anything else, any questions or comments for Shannon?
I was just wondering, you have over 1,200 craft kits. What month did you start with the craft kits?
June.
June. Okay, thanks.
Such an impressive total. Okay. Since there are no more questions, we can move on to our director's report. Betsy.
All right. So mine is slightly longer, but not much. Just a couple normal usual meetings in December. We had 4 November adult programs with 46 participants, so that was pretty good. Those were a couple cooking classes with Colin, the virtual Abigail Adams. Sign language started this month, but doesn't, actually one of the Collins things was this month too, so it didn't count in those numbers. Sign language filled up, that was 20 people, and that's going well. That's a 4-week series, and they're halfway through. Let's see, we had 2 weeks of Asian folktales from Otoko, and those ended yesterday. And then tonight we have Mark Binder, who's a storyteller out of Rhode Island, doing family-friendly Hanukkah stories. And I still have plenty of room in that in case anyone's interested. Looks to be a good time, and I hope to actually meet him sometime in person and have him do a program for us live. But this is great too. I was still winding up the Osterman Family Foundation money. So we had a harder time than we thought finding a sign language class for children, but I've got one, and it should be end of February into March is when she had availability when I wanted, because I wanted Wednesdays because there's no like full day of virtual school. So I hope. So that'll be for elementary school kids. And after I see how much that will cost, then we'll know how much we have left and see what we can do with the rest there. Friends are, I think they're definitely out of blankets, and they might be almost out of mugs. They're going to reorder, but those take a long time in normal times. So it's going to take extra long time now. And I think they're going to actually order more mugs too. So they'll have their Sutton ones and then ones that say Manchog and Wilkes. So that should be cool. But I don't anticipate those for months. Let's see. I did a cultural council application for an outdoor concert series, hopefully summer, autumn next year. So we'll see. For November, we had 68 pickups and 7 home deliveries. For comparison, so far this month, we've had 202 pickups and 12 deliveries. So the pickup number obviously correlates to being closed. But that's going well. I feel like we are single-handedly keeping the brown paper bag people in business with our brown paper bags. It's a lot of bags, but it's cool. All right, what else? The town, I'm not sure if they're closed now. When I wrote this, bids were still being accepted for replacement of the town hall and library exterior doors. Like I said, I don't know when they close. And then hopefully it's going to be a pretty quick turnaround time with getting them installed. When they do tell us when that's going to happen, we're going to have to close. We can't think of a way to still offer curbside without literally wearing ourselves out, trying to either run up or down or out or anything, because there's just no way. Hopefully it'll only be a day or two. And I will keep you updated as I get more information on that, but that's all I've got right now. It should be powered, so that will be exciting for anybody who doesn't want to open the door because it's heavy. So let's see. We are gearing up for Blind Date with a Book. We've revamped it a little bit because of the inability for people to actually choose their own. So we're giving them, when they get their little slip in there, they're going to get a fancy little envelope to put their slip in, and then they can return the envelope and it has a better chance of not getting lost, hopefully. And we streamlined the prizes for the raffles down to just Amazon and Target. We wanted something people could buy online specifically. Yeah, so that's that. That'll start the 4th and run through February 5th. So that's always, but people look forward to that every year. So we didn't want to not do it. But this way it'll be super blind because you will have no say in what you get, pretty much. You just be like, how many do you want? Here. And then there's still that long range plan thing just hanging on there. And I swear we're going to get to that next year. Oh, my other notes. Oh, that was all my other notes. We already covered them. Any questions?
Does the long range plan demand a committee and multiple meetings?
Yep.
So,
And we should be able to do it via Zoom. I had hoped that we wouldn't have to, but yeah, that's the thing is we have to convene with at least probably one of you, a couple community members. We have to do a survey, which will obviously have to be all electronic. So just
Right.
fine.
okay. Well, I mean, how many meetings do you estimate that's going to take?
2 or 3, not many.
So if we do that, maybe second quarter, we
Yeah.
probably should be like in the spring, we should be all set and
Fingers
get in
crossed.
plenty of time.
Yeah, it won't take too long to put together. It's like there'll be like a kickoff meeting, and then maybe a midpoint meeting and a wrap up, and that's it. So,
Okay.
and a lot of work can be done, via email and things like that. So,
All right. And as far as the door goes, the exterior door, you said that's going to be powered and that's for accessibility?
Yep.
Great. Finally, we'll get our door. It's a wonderful, wonderful step forward.
yes.
Okay. Heather, do you have any questions for Betsy?
No, I don't.
Okay. In that case, we can move forward to statistics.
All right. So we had a good month in November, actually out physical materialing last November, which was good. Still, not that we were seeing a ton of traffic, but I think everybody was taking more, but it was good. And ebooks were way up too. So that's good. So 842 for electronic materials, which is almost 200 more than last November. So that's good. Do you guys have any questions on those?
I'm all set. Heather, are you all set?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to money. So budget looks good. We 60% of the way through books, which is fine. We just, this month, we spent the dues and subscription money. We renewed Shannon's ALA membership and my MLA/NELA. So that's spent that whole budget. And as far as wages, those are on track. They're doing good. So that's nice. This is the
COVID
state.
playing havoc with wages or anything, or are you doing okay?
Nope, we're doing okay. We're hanging in there. And so for January, I've only put 2 people on Saturdays on the assumption that we're probably not going to open
Yeah.
for the month of January. So that saves us that extra body on Saturdays. So that'll make a difference. But yeah, no, it's hanging in there. So, okay, so state aid is mostly still just craft supplies. The balance in state aid is $5,315.19. Oh, we had to renew the website too, which is fine and dandy. And as I think I forwarded you guys an email from the Board of Library Commissioners, because normally we'd see our first state aid payment around now, but we have not. They haven't even certified anybody for state aid. They'll do that in January and February, and then we'll see our first payment maybe March. So,
But it looks like we will get it.
Yeah.
Given
Yeah.
that the budget has moved forward finally.
Yep.
Good.
So but I appreciate a little bit of a concrete timeline from them because they just kind of kept pushing it off. And I don't have any doubts that we will be certified. So that'll be good. I think there was a fair amount of people asking for waivers. So they had set up a slightly different process for them this year because there was a fair amount of them. So we'll see, but not us. So we're good.
Good.
All right. We didn't spend anything out of gift, maintaining our long running streak of not spending anything out of gift, which is exciting. But of course, we're not putting anything into it, so kind of evens out. And this is the Osterman Cultural Literacy Grant this year. So we paid for everything that we've had so far. So we're square with everybody. And then the only thing that I've booked is that Children's Sign Language program. And I don't know how much that's going to cost yet. It's actually with the lady who did the baby sign. So we're familiar with her. So that's good. Oh, and the balance in here is $1,718.43. And I know like Colin's got a new program that we've never had. So if I have money left over, I think we'll probably do that.
Nice.
And see what else. But that's that. And then after we spend this money, I'm not really planning on doing much more digital programming because it's hard unless like this, the adult sign language was pulled in and filled right up. It's kind of tough to get people. I think they're screened out or they're just not interested. We get a pretty good crowd for Colin because he's got followers and we've got followers of him, but it's kind of tough.
Okay.
That's what I got on money.
All right. Heather, any questions?
No, no questions.
Okay, Betsy, you can continue with FY 2022.
All right. So this is our budget for FY22. Town manager asked for level funding as much as possible. And actually our CW Mars assessment went down, which was great because they applied a discount to our internet line. So that was good. On the theory, they want us to use the difference to increase our speed, but we're not going to do it this year. So it actually went down. And so by the time I added like more money into books and periodicals, it went up a little bit, but it's not too much. And then cost of living raises for everybody. So since this is Heather's first budget year, a fact of very boring minutiae is, so the state aid we get, there's different tiers. And to get the most state aid, you have to spend 19% of your total municipal appropriation on books and materials. So we try to get as close as possible with the number in here, but it also counts like if the friends buy something, we can add that into the 19% to get them the most state aid back.
And that's a minimum of 19%. You can spend more, but
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Not that it's easy to scrounge up more money.
Yeah, I think the tiers are like 15, 17, 19%, but we always try to hit 19 so we get the most money from the state. So yeah, I was boring Shannon when I was going through the budget trying to calculate it out. So I need you guys to just vote on this if you're cool with it so that I can give it to the town manager because he needs it.
Okay, I will make a motion to accept the FY 2022 library budget as written. Heather.
And I second that motion.
And all in favor?
All in favor.
All right, it is unanimously accepted as written by the members present.
Thank you. All right, and then moving on to the FY20 annual report. I didn't know if you guys wanted to add or change anything. Like I said, I tried to mention the COVID thing, but not focus on it. So.
I mean, I think it's important that you mentioned it since it did become such a big part of planning and executing anything. The one thing I would change would be one word on the last page when you're talking about, let's see, she has been a stalwart supporter of the library for several terms, and we are deeply appreciative of all that she has done.
Can do.
Me and my little teacher thing.
I struggled with that paragraph and Shannon helped me because we were trying to adequately express it. Okay.
I think you did a great job.
Okay. And then obviously like this year's annual report will have a much larger, probably a much larger chunk of talk about COVID-19 too, because our numbers will be more drastically affected this year than they were last year. Like when I was writing that little bit at the beginning about news, and I was gonna be like, we opened on July 20th again. And I was like, nope, that's this year. Doesn't count. So.
Okay. So at this point, Heather, do you have any questions about the annual report?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, so Betsy, that's something we have to vote on to accept before you can send it off to the town?
Yep. That goes to the town clerk after you guys vote on it.
Okay, so I will make a motion to accept the annual report with one grammatical correction of one word from for to of in the second to the last paragraph. Heather?
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
All in
All
favor.
right, you can then state it is accepted unanimously with the one word change by all in attendance.
It was unanimously accepted as written with one grammatical word change by the members present.
Correct.
All right. So that's what I've got. What am I doing here? I've broken my screen. Hang on.
All right, I think as far as closings, we've gone through that you will be closed. Are there any changes as far as the holiday closures?
Yes, the town, we were going to be open 10 to 2 on Christmas Eve, but the town hall is closing. So we're going to just close completely. So that's fine. And I can't imagine anybody's going to have a problem with that. And then tomorrow, probably, most of our neighbors have already announced that they're just going to be closed tomorrow.
Yeah, I think closing.
Yep.
Closing now or stating that you're closing now is a good idea because I don't think you're going to be going very far.
No, and we didn't schedule any pickups or deliveries for tomorrow proactively because when it snowed on that Saturday, we had trouble reaching some people to pick up their stuff. So this time we were like, we'll just not do it.
All right. And you are also closed New Year's Day, but is the town hall going to close New Year's Eve or be open part-time?
I think they'll be open half a day. They didn't say otherwise. I assume they probably would have done both.
We are half a day.
Oh, good.
Okay.
The mysterious voice from upstairs says.
Thank you, mysterious voice from upstairs. All right. I think our next meeting then should be mid-January unless you see any reason why we should meet before then. So I believe the date, let's see. What do we think of? I had it written down. Do you think I can find it now that I need it? January 12th or 19th. The 12th would put us at exactly 4 weeks.
The Tuesday? I mean, which doesn't matter to me, but
Oh. Is that a Tuesday? Or do we want to,
That
what
is,
do we want to do? Tuesday?
that's a Tuesday, yeah. The 12th and the 19th. Do we want the 13th or 20th?
I'm okay with either one.
yeah, my calendar is empty.
I have no preference. As long as we're at 3:30, I'm good either way.
All right, do you want to do the 20th then?
Okay. 1:20 at 3:30 will be our next meeting. All right. Any other comments, questions, new or old business, anything else we need to go over? Seeing nothing, I'm going to make a motion that we adjourn at 4:02.
I second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, we will adjourn as of 4:02. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, happy everything. Stay
Happy
safe,
babies.
everybody.